Hi folks, how you doing? RussellTrueResults303.com. Check out the website, link in the description box. Social media, mind, body, spirit, fitness, putting the healing back in health. This right here is going to be, of course, a spiritual video. This is going to be for every thou shalt not in those 10 commandments. There is always a thou shalt, right? We always have to look at something, or we always tell each other, look at the bright side of things. Look at the good things in life. Stop looking at the negative stuff going on in your life right now. What positive things are going on. So we've got to do that same thing with the Bible. The 10 Commandments, everybody just looks at as a list of things I shouldn't do. When the truth is, there's so many things that we can do when these 10 Commandments come in. And the things that we should do, or the thou shalls, are things that help you in everyday life, relieve stress, all these different things that just make your life better. So we've got to switch that perspective. That's what this video is for. So the first one is pretty much, thou shalt have no other gods besides me. And if you go back into ancient times when there's 500 different gods and you've got to find the right one to pray to, this is God's way of saying, don't stress about trying to find the right God to pray for your sick child, right? Or the stress that's going on in your life right now, or you needing what you need to get through the day, maybe a raise at work, something like that. There's one God, it's just me. It's not complicated. Just pray to me, praise me, and I will help you. It simplifies things, right? That's what it truly does. So next, thou shalt not take the Lord's name in vain. This is fear of God. And in a video, I'll have a longer video on what it means to fear God. I'll try to put it in the description box. I'm horrible at that. I apologize. What does fearing God actually mean? It means just understanding, trying to understand and build a relationship. God gives unconditional love. And in a world of today, we don't feel love. Broken homes and things like that. We don't feel the love. So what does that mean? To fear God, to understand God. And what if this? It's funny how I heard him say before, even people that aren't religious, they'll always say, oh my God, or something bad happens, they'll say Jesus Christ right after it or something like that, right? But they don't believe in God, but that's a term. It's funny how people don't believe in God, but they say it more than they could ever imagine in their life. I was listening to a podcast today it's not a godly podcast. They're more of, ancient times and hallucinogenic drugs and things like that. Not a believer in God, but a believer in spirituality. And I heard him say, oh my God, multiple times just during that talk, that interview. But and this as well is going to help you in your everyday life. For me, I struggle with profanity like no other, and I can't overcome it. And if once we can learn to speak well of God, we will just learn to speak well of others, ourselves, and just have a better vocabulary in general, right? So next, keep the Sabbath holy, the day of rest. The best thing I've ever heard was, if you go through the Bible, nowhere in there does God ever give us the ability to retire. We're all disciples. We're all supposed to preach the word. We're all supposed to help each other at all time in our life. It doesn't matter. Research is coming out saying once we retire, that's when people start to go downhill and actually become ill, sick, and die. Because we just sit at home and watch TV and we're glued to it. We just sit there. We're not moving. We're not active. We're not doing things. So God says, work. He worked. It took him 6 days to create all this. He took a day of rest. God's saying, work on that seventh day. Rest, relax, recover, recuperate, go to church, worship me, get back on your grind, right? Honor your parents. What is the best for this? This will actually, I think, help the family in general. Right? I don't know. I can be honest with you, with some of the issues that my family's going through. Children cause a lot of issues in the family structure these days. When you're not getting good grades, you're not doing your chores, you can be out drinking, partying, doing these things. This has a stress and a strain on the marriage itself, which can lead to divorce. Can lead to unwanted stress, even on just the parents, that could be causing illness, sickness, disease. Maybe they're shouting, yelling, things like that. So this is just in general going to bring the family together more once we learn to respect our elders and respect the family. The family will respect itself. The family will become strong. The family will stay together. Next is thou shalt not kill. What is this one? This gives you the ability to produce life, just like God did with us. Male, female. Intercourse creates life. This is what he gives us the ability to do. Thou shalt not kill. Create life. Be abundant. Have children. What could it also be? Saving someone's life in a way of, maybe these videos I make is helping someone out there. Helping your neighbor. Talking to them. Right? Helping others in some way, shape, or form. That brings them back to life when they feel like they're dead. With the suicide rate so high now, we have to figure out how to reach these younger children, our veterans, just people in general that are struggling in life, and bring life back to them. Let them know that it's okay. Thou shalt not commit adultery. What is this one? This one is the best thing for the Catholic community of purity and chastity, waiting for that right person. Not falling for, not breaking up another home, making sure that your community is strong by making sure everyone else, every other family and marriage around you is strong and beautiful. Respect that. Respect the community, and the community will respect you. Right? We will build unity in the community. We are strength in numbers. And if we are tearing ourselves down as a community, we will ultimately fall and be manipulated by the government, by other people. Thou shalt not steal. What is this one? This one is one I struggle with, where you get some money, but you feel guilty for spending it. I'm one of those people. Right? Thou shalt not steal. This is God giving you the ability to have a job, have personal possessions. Right? Having personal possessions is not a bad thing. It's only bad when we go overboard and we neglect the world, the community, and building everybody up. Instead, we just build ourselves up. That's where the trouble comes into play. Right? Thou shalt not steal. Make money. Help others. Help yourself. Be an entrepreneur. Make your own business to help others, to build the community up around you. So everybody can enjoy the gifts of this world and the gifts that God has given us. Use your talents wisely. Do not steal from the world the beauty that God has given you of your talents and not sharing them. Give them away. Whatever that talent may be. Thou shalt not bear false witness. What is this one? Right? It's the same thing. Building up those around you. Don't slander someone. If someone is struggling in their lives, let them know their struggles. Don't be afraid to tell someone where they're going wrong to help build them up, to make them better. This is going to make you the person that they want to come to, someone they can confide in. You are now a mentor, a teacher, because you can point out someone else's faults and help them to build themselves up and make themselves better. Or going back up to the entrepreneurship, creating your own business, helping people that way, being truthful, using your talents wisely to help others, to help yourself. And in doing this, you become a leader if you're not bearing false witness. Who wants to follow a liar and a deceiver? And someone that's always tearing people down. Nobody wants to follow that. They want to follow someone with great moral values. Thou shalt not cover thy neighbor's wife. This is the same thing as adultery. Building up those around you. Respecting everybody. I've heard it said best that you should respect your wife like your sister in Christ. Respect your girlfriend as your sister in Christ. Same thing. When you are going to take a woman on a date, look at that woman as somebody's child. Right? Somebody's sister, somebody's mother, instead of looking at them as an object that you can fulfill your desires with and your needs. That's where these things go wrong. Now, once again, you're creating true friendship. The biggest compliment I've ever heard about someone and their friendship, when they say, "You think you could trust him? I could trust him with my wife naked." Something like that. That's trust. That's true trust. I had a friend once, I don't talk to him much now. I called to see if he was at home. I was going to go hang out with him. His wife was there, and she said, "No, he's not there, but you could come hang out with me." And I'm not a guy that has a lot of friends. So I was like, nah, that's cool. Just tell him to call me when he gets home. And when I talked with him later, a couple weeks or whatever, that's when he said his wife said that I was probably the best friend that he has, just because of that, the way I handled that situation. Even though the whole time he was right there next to her, because afterwards she just said, I'm just kidding, he's right here. But we got to get past that thing too. I made a video on, can men and women really be friends? And they can, but it's a difficult thing to do. Check out that video. Search. Like I said, I've got videos broken down: relationships, spirituality, exercise, fitness, nutrition. Click on them. Next, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's goods. What is this? This is the ability to eliminate envy from our life, and jealousy, and just to be happy and content with what we've got. Now, that doesn't mean you don't want to strive for more money, more children, more happiness, but it's just being content with what God has given you right now. Don't worry about what he or she has. God's given you what you need right now. And if you want more, trust in God, search for God, talk with God, and he will show you the way to be that much more happier, that much more closer to him. So once again, I hope this helps. Like I said, for every thou shalt not, there is a thou shalt. There is something that is going to help you become a better person, a better spiritual person, a better father, mother, neighbor, son, daughter, follower of the Lord. Either way, change that perspective of thinking and use it in all aspects, not just where you want to. Once again, I hope this helps. Subscribe to the channel, share and like these videos.